Hey there YouTubers, Donnie Smith here, and welcome to the ASE B2 Paint and Refinish video series. Now this video series is just designed to give you some tips and go over the tasks that's going to be over the ASE exam. If you're looking for the ASE test prep book, I'll put a link down in the description below this video. Alright, the task we're going to be going over in this video is B11, Apply Primer Surfacer onto Repair Area. Now, primer surfacer, also known as a primer filler or fill prime, because that's what it's designed to do. It's designed to fill imperfections, to give you something to block. It's like your last coat of filler that you have in order to get all the imperfections just perfect. So anywhere you've done body work and you've applied body filler, and you have sanded it, or maybe there were some chips that you feather edged out, anytime you need to make sure everything is level, all imperfections are filled, that's where you're going to use primer surfacer. Now keep in mind that if you got bare metal, you may have to use self-etch primer or epoxy for the corrosion protection for that metal. Now they also do make primer surfacer that is a direct to metal, DTM, but not all primer surfacers are DTM. So if you're wanting to use that method and skip the steps of the self-etch primer and the epoxy, be sure and make sure that's a DTM. Because if you put regular primer surfacer on top of metal, it's not going to adhere properly and you're not going to have the corrosion protection. Now once you've got the body repair ready, you've got it blocked out and ready for primer, and you've got it cleaned, you feather edged it, and you put some type of metal treatment, either epoxy, self-etch, or you're going to be using a DTM. Now you're ready to apply the primer surfacer to the repair area. Now keep in mind you only need to do the repair area because it's a primer filler, primer surfacer, it's designed to fill the imperfections. You really don't need to prime the entire panel. That's going to cause a lot of extra effort, a lot of work and material for the primer surfacer, because in order to prime the whole panel, it's going to have to be sanded for the primer surfacer to stick to it, to adhere to it. And if you prime the whole panel, well, primer surfacer has to be sanded afterwards. You can't just spray on top of that. So that's going to be like double work. So if there's no imperfections that need to be filled, no sand scratches or anything like that, there really is no need to apply primer surfacer to that area. So wherever the repair areas are, that's all you're going to prime. Just prime those areas. Let's say you have a spot on the fender and a spot on the hood. You're just going to do those spots, not the entire panel. Now there could be some exceptions to that, like in restoration where you sandblasted or took it all the way down to metal, media blasted it, and then probably what you're going to do is put epoxy all over the whole thing, for corrosion protection. And then maybe you're just wanting to level it. You're wanting to apply some type of filler, which would be primer surfacer, to give you something to block out to make sure everything's level. That's an instance where you may go ahead and use primer surfacer over the entire panel. But if you've got painted surface that's in good condition, you can use that as your primer surfacer. You can sand your clear coat and you can level that, so there's really not the need to put extra mils on top of a painted surface, just give yourself something to block if you're wanting to block that out. Now before you apply any product, if you're not using it every day, be sure and read the technical data sheet, because every product is going to be a little different. Every paint manufacturer has different recommendations, and be sure and read that. It's going to tell you how many coats. Do you put 2 full wet coats, 2 to 3 full wet coats? It's going to tell you that. It's going to tell you how long in between, how long the flash time you need to wait between coats. It's going to tell you how long you need to wait before, for it to dry before you can sand it. So it will tell you all these things, what size of gun to use. You don't have to guess any of that because it tells you that on the technical data sheet. And it's important to follow these recommendations because one of the problems with primer surfacer or any coating, a lot of times you're in a hurry and you put it on too thick, you don't allow the flash time, and that's really going to slow the whole process down. If you trap all those solvents in there, it's going to take it a lot longer to dry, and you might have a lot of problems with shrinking, solvent popping, adhesion problems. That's just going to lead to a lot of problems, so be sure and follow those recommendations. And also keep in mind the temperature. They usually around 70 degrees is kind of where a lot of those technical data sheets, where they test it at. So if it's a lot hotter, you may be able to speed it up a little bit. But if your shop's really cold, you're going to have to wait extra time between coats. You're going to have to allow it to dry longer than it says on the technical data sheet. So keep the temperature in mind as well. Now, primer surfacer comes in 1K, one component where it's just the primer and it's reduced. and there's no catalyst. And then they got 2K, where it's a two component. It takes the primer, it takes a catalyst, and it may also take a reducer. Now, the 1K was used for a long time. Like the lacquers that we used to use, we just thinned with lacquer thinner and we'd spray it. And there may still be a few shops that use it out there today. I mean, it did a good job for a lot of years, but really what has taken over is the 2K. I mean, it's a better product. It may be a little bit more expensive, but I mean, it really does a better job. There's less shrinking. So once you've got the primer surfacer applied to the repair area, the recommended coats, the amount of coats, and you waited the flash time in between coats, and you also waited the recommended dry time before you start sanding, now you can apply the guide coat and you can get ready to start block sanding the primer. Well, that's it for this video. We won't keep these videos small, give you a small chunk at a time to absorb. But if you are wanting to look at other videos, we've got the entire playlist up to this point. You can look down in the description. We've got a link that will take you to the entire playlist, and you can watch all the videos. As always, I really appreciate you for watching these videos. I hope you find these tips useful. If you like the video, be sure and give us a thumbs up, give us a like, subscribe to this channel if you haven't, share this with your friends. And if you're getting ready to take your test, your ASE B2 test, good luck with the test. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.